What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. So, we had a couple things I wanted to do today. First things first, we are going to go chit-chat to Neve. She has a big ol' exclamation point over her head. And then I want to go pick up our final companion. And then we can go mess around and explore all the different locations with all of our little dagger abilities locked and loaded and ready to rock. So, just in case we run into anything anywhere, I want to have like the whole team assembled.
You're up late.
You're awake to notice.
Can't sleep.
Touché.
I know. I'm awake to ask.
I sleep when I can get it. And this place, it's too quiet for that.
Quiet's good. Quiet means Darkspawn haven't shown up. Well, they have, but they aren't currently trying to eat your liver. Okay, what works then? How do you sleep?
I don't know. Chase the right bastard through the wrong ritual? It'll knock you right out. Of course, you might wake up with a new accessory.
You look like you're healing up quite well.
Well, that must have been something.
There was a bit more in the middle, but yeah.
And now?
It's not what keeps me up at night. It's not the quiet. I never could sleep once work gets in my head. But what's got you up at night?
There's no archdemon on the field, so I doubt we'd be having bad dreams. I do suffer pretty badly from being restless, though.
Same. Can't sit still. Can't stop thinking about everything.
There's always something to chase. Restlessness catches. Get one person in a room nervous, the whole place twitches. One person can't sleep. It's only getting later. Get out while you can.
And if it's already too late?
Don't tell me you're a lost cause.
I might be.
I know the feeling.
Little midnight conversation to bond. Nev's case notes, good word. Gallus, I hired you to find a book. A single book. Hardly a tall order. If you rely on word of mouth to secure employment, and given your address, you must do so dearly, then you need that word to be good. I'm sorry to say, that won't come from me. Hecticus Terran, an unsent response from Neve. You hired me to find a book, and I did. You now know exactly where it is. The catch is, I figured out quick that this specific copy, and the notes it contains, isn't yours, and you didn't hire a thief. Now, if you want a copy of the book in general, I can get you a name. As for my good name and your opinion, I'll live. Let him know. It's like somebody was trying to mislead her. There's a whisper in this wall. I've got my eye on it. A whisper in it, huh? Alright, now we got options. Options galore. So, I believe the Necropolis had a quest. Crossroads doesn't have any. Docktown doesn't have any. Alathan Forest doesn't have any. And Treviso doesn't have any. We have the Gate of Deep Sorrows, but that's not a problem for us just yet. So instead of heading right back to the Necropolis for that quest, I think we will head to Ravine and get our final companion. I'm interested. Actually, before we do this, just in case this locks me out of anything, let's drop a save. Because I would hate to lose a side quest and I don't actually know. I would assume not, but you never really know in RPGs. If Bethesda games and playing Skyrim as a kid has taught me anything, it's that you can never have too many saves at too many points. So, save before we get whoever this is. That way, if the worst comes to pass, it won't really bother us much. Well, we're off to an interesting start.
Hey,
Hi, I'm Rook. I'm very much hoping you're Tosh.
yeah.
Well, it'd be awkward if the ones she just
Nice to
slaughtered
meet you.
was.
The Lords want to hit a cave on the coastal cliffs. Big Vincimer makes her lair there. We get her out, the Lords get in, we go home and get drunk. Might be more on Tom. Don't get in my way.
I've got a good feeling about her.
Well,
So, what's the plan exactly?
We need to lure the Vincimer out of her lair. I set bait, she comes out to eat. My partners loot the lair while she's out here. We'll find the bait on the beach.
who are your partners? That's what I'd like to know. Who are we working with and for by extension of whatever's going on here? Oh, but I kind of want to jump down here, though. I mean, shit, looks like it wraps. We'll see if it wraps, and if it doesn't, I'll just come running back this way and yeet myself off. Oh my god, is there finally a hidden treasure behind a waterfall? No, just a no. Man, I always expect it, and I'm always disappointed. It's never there.
Yeah, blue with a yellow belly. Breathes lightning.
Lightning? Well, that's dramatic.
We're not fighting her. Lords just want the horde in her lair.
Day 2, light rain all day. Found trace gold flakes in some of the streams, and a cave behind a waterfall with some weird chest. Spent an hour trying to open it, continuing down the beach. Saw Aunt Tom in the distance. We didn't try very hard, we just touched it and it sprang open. Maybe we just got that magic touch. Yoink the heartwood. Alright, Tosh, hold your horses. There's much to be seen and much to be had. And I cannot walk away without checking. Okay. It is her for the barrels, though. That's good to know. That means all the things we've ran by in the meantime they'll be able to open for us. I know exactly where a bunch of those are. That gate with the 2 levers that we have to click around the same time. Those explosive barrels by the last part of it. That's going to be for her to open for us. Where was it? There's a memory down here. There it is. Or a memento. Sorry, not a... Boss ritual kit. If only we had Colin. We had some flashbacks. Well, this clearly moves at some point. They just copy pasted a little wall there. The Fenrir altar is up inside the ruins. We can't move yet. Well, at least we don't have to kill this dragon for no good reason.
On Tom ahead. Be ready. They go hard.
Really? I heard Canary were
Watch yourself.
quite the gentle-handed people. Fuck around down there for a sec. That's what I wanted. Now we can introduce ourselves. dicey for me though. Alright, do you have anything that can do overwhelm? You detonate weakened. I'm okay with that. Glad you guys can combo together.
Now it's your turn.
Eat shit. This is not your land.
Give him weakened.
Come on. You're not bigger than me.
Your turn.
So, you've got no problem fighting other Canary?
I'm from Ravane. Not like I follow the Qun.
You've got the arm ropes?
Sure. I wear a lot of stuff. You don't get to tell me who I am. Doesn't matter anyway. The
Okay.
Anton don't follow the Qun either. Not anymore.
A little hostile. Yeah, I heard about the Anton randomly dropping all that.
I thought you wanted us here to help you.
No.
I'm not gonna like this character, am I? Dragon's Breath and the Antom Schism. The official story of the Canary attack upon the south holds that the Dragon's Breath plan to attack the south was a rogue action against official Canary orders. This is true, but it is not the whole truth. The Salasare, triumvirate of the Qun, represents the Canary people. The Arashok commands the Antom, the military branch that represents the body. The Arikun leads the scholars and priests, representing the soul. And the Arigina guides the craftspeople, representing the mind. After the breach wreaked chaos again across the south, the Triumvirate suggested caution and sent a Canary representative to observe and report on the Inquisition. But some in the Antam and the Ben Hasrath believed their leaders lacked the will to end the threat. Dragon's Breath was indeed unsanctioned, but it was not unpopular. Kinare, who had fought the Blood Mages of Tevinter, had learned to fear magic. They wanted a fast solution. When Dragon's Breath failed, the surviving Ben Hasrath spies surrendered. In contrast, the Antam insisted that Dragon's Breath had failed because it did not go far enough. The Bars, they declared, did not merit education under the Qun. They must be conquered or destroyed. When their Arashok, who had fought Darkspawn in Ferelden during the Fifth Blight, argued against this demand, his own Kithshoks declared him corrupt. They ambushed the Arashok at the War Council, leaving him badly injured. This is Sten. And then the bloodthirsty Antam went to war, a body now bereft of mind and soul. The Loss of Reason by Seer Rowan of... Okay. So Sten was the Arashok. He argued against just slaughtering everybody mindlessly, and his Kishoks declared him corrupt and ambushed him and almost killed him. They almost killed Sten. Oh, the Canary are again very mistreated and mishandled in this game, aren't they? Uy. I'm having a hard time accepting everything they're telling me about the Canary in this game. The Canary were always like the most disciplined, steadfast people in the entire franchise.
We're not fighting the dragon?
Unshakable.
No. Vincimers eat big game, usually sea life. They're not hostile unless you do something stupid.
Like, poke around in its lair?
Right. So we lure her out, then the lords go in and grab anything shiny.
But you do kill dragons, right? You're a dragon hunter.
I kill them when they need killing. This one doesn't.
He has such a bitchy attitude. The attitude is trash. He's so like bitchy and like in your face. Anything on this side? No, that wasn't.
All right, beach is up ahead.
Right. You said we'd find bait here?
Bait'll find us. Come on.
I don't like the sound. Deep stalkers, watch out!
Knew they'd find us.
So the deep stalkers are the bait. If that's what works.
Quite a few of them.
Dragons have big stomachs.
Lucky shot. Is it just me, or is that one meaner than the rest?
That's their pack leader. Take her down.
Not too bad.
I think that's the last of them. Now what?
Now I get the fire going and make our dragon dinner. Good. She'll like it. And this potion will put her to sleep for a few hours. But we gotta get her attention. Use the horn up there.
Hold that thought.
Come on, she'll be asleep.
So, we held up our end of the bargain?
You did okay. So, what do y'all do?
Right now, we're trying to take down evil god monsters and their blighted dragons.
What? That can't be right. Dragons don't get blighted. They're smart enough to avoid that crap.
However, it's happening. The gods are using the blight.
Interesting take, because all the archdemons ever in Thedas are dragons. So, how do you justify that thought process? Dragons never get blighted. Every archdemon in the franchise's history is all a dragon. Not as much of a know-it-all as she thinks.
I left the horn right up there. Can you sound it?
Pretty sure there's been other blighted dragons in the franchise too. It's not unheard of for a dragon to get the blight. Most animals can get blight sickness. I want the chest that's on the other side of this. I don't think we're gonna get it. Okay, yeah. I guess we'll just sound the horn.
There you go. A tusk curry.
Where are we headed?
That old Grey Warden fort. Anton might be there. I want to see what they're doing. If it's anything the Lords of Fortune need to worry about.
She responds to people blowing a horn.
This time,
You've left food for her before.
took a while to get her used to it.
It sounds like you got her trained.
You train a dog. You reach an understanding with a breath.
And you had me at Ancient Grey Warden for. I do wish she'd cut the attitude though. Even like she's spicy, she's just funty.
They cut the surface like a knife.
They swim?
They dive down after prey like a giant bird. Sometimes they stun schools of fish with their lightning. Gulp them all down in a...
Clear weather, warm and humid. Found more traces of gold in lower streams. Tomorrow we'll attempt to climb to upper cliffs. I believe a major lode may be near. I've seen on Tom again, but it's easy enough to avoid them.
single bite.
Closed off for later exploration. I'm starting to recognize areas that are just like locked off for now. Clear weather, gusting winds. Tried to scale the cliffs above the bridge, but I fell and I think something broke. An unarmed patrol may have spotted me too. Gotta find a place to hide until I can get back to camp. Well, they didn't get to camp. The Antom are right outside. If they find me, tell the remainder is too soaked with blood to be legible. I'll count that as a chest behind the waterfall. We finally got one. Points on the board. You see, that's the kind of Canary that I'm familiar with. They don't even flinch. It's all just duty. They have the Cune, they follow orders, they don't necessarily think because their thoughts were already written in the Cune. They act how they act and they do what they do.
Well, that was close.
Letting us know she sees us. Might also be her way of saying thanks for the food.
Hope it's gratitude, not something else. Yeah, so this one's not locked. I remember a few episodes ago I had said I hope it hasn't always been like that, where you can just toss the shield at it. This one you do need to kick. Oh, down it is. There isn't a switch for this hidden somewhere, is there? No, there isn't. Oh. Down the ladder we go.
Someone put a lot of work into these fortifications. Why'd they leave?
This used to be a big Grey Warden outpost. They left after the Darkspawn stopped coming.
But that was one of the ones that blew up. That's why I was being cautious. This probably opens the gate above us, but I didn't see any indication of where it should go. I wonder. Let me see if I can head back up and see any kind of indication of how those need to point. This one's forward. No idea how that one. Okay, so facing, backwards. Facing, backwards. I figured there'd be a little hint up there if we checked. No, Rook, I want you to. So you need to face the wall. And you need to face each other. They even brought a ladder for us. And now our Griffin home is green, which is cool. When an enemy dies, it spawns an apparition. It's never going to be as good as this, though, is it? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see as it keeps unlocking. Need to get myself some Grey Warden armor. The helmet and the shield, but I need the plate.
So the Antam are here.
Let's check inside the fort. I want to see what they're doing.
You and me both, but hold on for a second. With me dropping through the underground every single time we ever come back here. We're not jumping that. Yeah, we're jumping any of that either.
Shit. More on top.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what that did. I like that.
Dust people? I'll show you weak dust people! Ready.
Come on, let's keep looking.
Hold on.
How's that?
So the Antam took over the outpost after the Grey Wardens abandoned it.
Yeah. Ravane and the Canary were at peace forever. Then the Antam broke away from the Qun and invaded. The Canary builders are part of a different caste. They didn't break away. So the Antam take over old forts like this instead of building their own.
So what she's saying is the Canary have no builders, so they can't do anything about anything. I don't know. So it's only the soldiers. The soldiers are the only sect of the Canary that broke away. And they did that out of spite because the Dragon's Breath ploy to destroy all the rulers of Thedas at the end of Inquisition wasn't successful, so they just decided fuck my religion, fuck my background, fuck my community, fuck my country, and decided to become pirates. If I'm missing something, feel free to correct me in the comments, but is that about the gist of what the game's telling me so far? Because I don't think I'm framing that unfairly, and like, you'll see how stupid that sounds, right? I don't know. I guess they were never really believers, and they were never really trained like that. They just wanted glory and power and war. Translated from the Canary language, your instructions are unchanged. Use the nets to bring the dragon from the sky, and the grapples to tie it down. Do this, and win glory for the Antam.
Grapples, nets. The Antam are going after the Vincimer.
But the dragon can handle that.
Not after I drugged her. Come on.
They've been watching. They knew I drug her to make her sleep. Assholes!
Down to business. Immune.
That's that one.
I think I bonked him so far out of the place he meant to fight him that he got immunity to damage. Orders came down today. We're abandoning the fortress. No more darkspawn. Too expensive to maintain. I can't believe it. Worse, Tox was reassigned to Bloody Ferelden, and I'm being sent to Weishaupt. I don't know what I'll do without them. It's been Tops and Mel since the joining. Bloody hell. Bloody Ferelden. Order Mel Caravu. 633 steel. Wasn't a fan of the Ferelden posting. That's where the next blight ended up happening, so... Although he likely ended up in Sophia Dryden's wardens looking at that. So he likely ended up getting starved out inside the warden's keep at Soldier's Peak.
Come on.
Caught him out of his stagger that I booped him into with the shield.
Under fire. Watch it.
Take a look for a second. Bonk. Man, I appreciate that ability.
Got him to range.
has some stuff back here. Canario fun to fight. That's a nice change of pace, actually. I dropped down on that from up on top of that wall, it looks like. Oh, get up. There we go.
They haven't seen us yet. We can run.
Hey! I brought her down. She's mine by right.
Makara.
Mara Namra Benarie Bala! Atash Martarost! Asitarala! Kuto!
Yunasi Bishida.
The girl was just a... Alright. Oh, you're all in front of me. Enjoy.
Got us from a distance!
Back them up a little for me.
Got things ready. They're at range. Your turn. Rook, you okay? Coming at range.
It will be if I can get that asshole to stop peppering me at long range.
Ready.
So,
Gives me 30 defense and 10% defense. This is my flaming weapon and stagger stuff. Where it is.
You breathe fire.
Yeah?
Can't say I was expecting that.
Are we supposed to know this? Because I don't remember you mentioning it.
We can talk later. Let me know when you're ready. I'll burn the chains off the dragon.
What'll she think of us when we free her?
Hopefully she'll just fly off.
Hopefully. Should I cross my fingers?
Alright, well, let's go see if the dragon's gonna make us into a meal piece or not.
As one dragon flew off, now safe to finish its nap, uninterrupted, another was about to wake up. The surviving Antam poachers carried news of a fire-breathing Kunari back to their leader. Tosh and the team would soon find themselves being hunted by the Dragon King.
We know a little about him. We've heard of him while we were in Trevisa, dealing with the, I guess, the other faction of the Antam that broke off.
Done, Tosh. While you played with the big scary dragon, we looted the
Isabella, look at that.
So, Rook, Varric's talked about you. I see he wasn't making shit up this time. They call me Isabella, among other things.
Lots of other
What did
things.
you find in the cave?
A lot of dragon shit, gold, some fancy trinkets, and this.
What is that?
It almost looks like a rune. Does it do anything?
Shit, I hope not.
It conveys knowledge. While not as impressive as a magical explosion, it can still change the world.
Rook, this is Shathan. She's our expert on Kunari artifacts.
This piece predates the Steel Age by centuries. It comes from an earlier attempt at settlement. One that left no survivors. You used your fire.
What? No.
Were you seen by the Antam? You promised you would be careful, Evatosh. You need to be away for a while. It is good you are joining Rook's team.
I'm what?
You weren't aware? They didn't tell you?
We're looking for a good dragon hunter. That would be you.
Yeah?
Our contact here said you'd agree to join us.
Didn't Shathan... I thought you and your mother had agreed on this.
Nope.
Whoops. Well, you'll work it out. You always do. For gold and glory, Tosh. You're welcome back whenever. Rook, pleasure doing business with you.
It was a pleasure to see you, Isabella.
Mother. What did you do?
I thought you would enjoy the chance to work with Rook's team. Do you not wish to stop these blighted dragons?
Of course I do. I might have decided to join on my own. Maybe after you talked to me.
I talked to you about not using your fire in front of the Antam.
God, are you like 14 years old? What's with all this angst?
I will prepare potions for you to take. Would you prefer ginger or lavender?
The ginger.
Hassam Vinek. Rook, you will keep her safe.
Sure. There's way too much angst and like attitude and sulking going on here for me. Oh, you're fun.
Well, it must be nice to have your mother so involved in your life. Anyway, welcome to the team. Might not be what you wanted, but we could really use the help.
I'll get my stuff.
God.
Hey. It is.
Sorry?
Joining your team. It is what I wanted.
Glad to hear it.
If that's the case, then why'd you act like such a bitch? Like,
The Antom hate magic. They always talk about how much better Kunari are than everyone else.
then that's probably
Now they
why
worship
she told you
elven
not to use it
gods
in
for
front of
power?
one.
Hypocrites. But it explains why they pushed so hard into Ravain.
With this, Demeter's Crossing and the Blighted Dragons, and everything else we're all dealing with, feels like we're at war. A lot of little wars.
They want a war? We'll damn well give them one.
You need an army to fight a war, though. They've got two. The Venatori and Antom wasted no time allying themselves with the gods. Power at any cost.
So how do we fight back then?
We don't have an army, but we do have allies. Like the Veil Jumpers.
Well, the Antom likely just won
Crossing, it's
anything.
personal for them.
The Shadow Dragons, particularly after we helped save their city.
They just need direction. That's why they folded for the gods so fast.
Also, Lady Morrigan requested a meeting at the Cobbled Swan in Minrathous.
Could she have found some trace of the gods?
Probably. Morrigan doesn't visit crowded taverns for fun.
I also heard from Grey Wardens out in the Hossberg wetlands, Antoine and Evka. Something strange is happening with the Blight there. I bet it involves the gods.
Any details on the blight in the wetlands?
No. But you know how Antoine's normally got nice, neat handwriting?
Yes.
Could barely read his note. He's either excited, scared, or both.
The First Warden hasn't been thrilled with how I'm carrying out my duties.
To say the least.
So are you a new one, huh?
If we go to the wetlands, I'm hoping the First Warden's safely over in Weishaupt.
Couldn't say. Still, you can't get in any more trouble with the Order than you already are.
Yeah.
It's probably safe to say.
Gillenane has laid low since we hurt her dragon, but the blight spreads rot wherever the gods go.
And no one's better at tracking blight than wardens.
Morrigan and those wardens feel like our best leads on finding the gods.
Are they really gods? Or just ancient mages? It's not clear.
They're gods. In their power and wrath, at least.
Welcome back, Lucanus.
Lucanus, you're back.
I am.
Good to have you back. This is Professor Emmrich Volkarin, our Fade expert, and Tash, our dragon hunter. They joined while you were away.
Hey.
Charmed.
Right. Not everyone is met. So, a dragon hunter. Treviso could have used you.
What's happening there?
It's just... people blame you for what happened to Treviso, Rook. But they did not have to make that choice, knowing what the gods are capable of. There was no recall. Still, it changes things. How could it not?
But you're back with us.
Not.
Yes, here to stay.
It was gonna feel like a betrayal, whatever we did.
Good to have you back. Whatever the circumstances. Everyone needs to be part of this. That's the only way we'll win.
After what they did to Treviso, I want these gods to fall. I don't see anyone else with a better chance than you. My blade's yours. Until the end.
Great. Let's follow up on some leads.
I'll make sure there is
I'll
one.
let Lady Morrigan know we're ready to meet.
I'll send word to Antoine and Evka. They're holed up in a town called Lavendel.
Everyone else should rest up. Be ready to move when I call.
Alright, the team is fully assembled.
Never easy, is it, kid?
What do you mean?
Making the big choices, then living with the consequences.
Nothing wrong with some levity.
Feels like stopping two gods isn't the kind of thing that should get handed to a fresh leader. Though, someone needs to be in charge, right? Everyone's looking to me for answers. I have to be ready to give them. even when I'm not certain.
And that's why I recruited you, Rook. I knew you could fill my shoes. Anyway, you've got a meeting with Morrigan to attend, and dealing with whatever the Wardens found. All this chatting is taking it out of me. Think I'll rest for a bit. Good work, Rook. You'll find your way through this. I know it.
Take it easy, Varric. Tash, a Canary dragon hunter, lured a dragon from its lair with the team's help so that her fellow Lords of Fortune could steal its treasure. When Antam poachers tried to take the drugged and sleepy dragon, Tash defended it and revealed her ability to breathe fire. As Tash joined the team, the surviving Antam fled back to their leader, the Dragon King, with word of a rare fire-breathing Canary. Lucanus is hardened. After experiencing the blighted dragon attack in Treviso, Lucanus is less trusting and more self-reliant. His damaging abilities are increased, but he will no longer use supportive abilities, and relationship progress is slowed. An exploration level unlocked in the Rivain coast. And we had a skill point, I believe. I'm gonna keep on specking up into this. That's the one that I wanted. That detonates weaken, so we'll finally crank that on. Go to our character. And we can finally get rid of... We'll get rid of the dropkick and go to this. I only put the dropkick on temporarily while we didn't have anything worth using. That's our big 2-tier one. Man, this armor looks cool. We're right there on level 26 too, so we're about to get a new book club notes. Notes for our first book club meeting. Emmrich, Bellara, Hard, and Neve. They're all attended. The Hollowed Halls by Marcellus Ingenuus. Notes. Emmrich, frustrated that book was not accurate about how undead actually work, agreed that the romance subplot had the pleasing air of a classic tragedy. Neve, pretty sure the book was based on one of her old cases, refused to elaborate further on romance subplot. Harding felt it was too long and lacked excitement, kept scowling and asking, "Where's the blood?" Bellara, me, enjoyed that Enemies to Lovers featured heavily in story. Found Undead a little creepy. We rolled dice to decide, and Harding is the next person to choose a book. Let me take a look into gander. We have a timed event with 2 of our companions. And we have something with Tash. And in World, we still have that quest. Wetlands is for the Wardens, we're not doing that yet. No new quests there. No new in Alathan. No new in Treviso. We have new in the Rivain coast. Alright. Let us talk to our companions then. Well, actually, I imagine Tash went to a similar place that Emmrich did, but on this side, right? Yes. Well, you have a chance to make me not despise you. You didn't make a very good first impression on me, so... What's this? Hey Tash, we've been trying to get supplies to the crows in Treviso, but the crows who were supposed to pick up the supplies here in Rivain never reported in. If you and your fancy new friends have the time, could you check it out? The drop point was over on the coast. For golden glory. Isabella. I don't see why we wouldn't. Have anything to say? Next up was Emmrich, and then we had a little chit-chat to have with Davrin before we wrapped. And I think we'll probably do the Necropolis first, and then we'll hit Treviso after.
I'm sorry, but I find it completely unnatural.
I don't get why you think cremation's so bad. Everyone outside Navarra burns their dead.
All those lost vessels. Fine mansions reduced to ash. Manfred, for instance. How would his wisp have fared if I hadn't given it a body?
Yeah, I suppose if you look at everybody as a wisp, you probably feel a little less certain. Although, how do you think the body would feel about being puppeted around when they were still alive?
Where or who'd you get his body from?
There was no single donor. The arms were recovered from a charnel pit. The ribs were a gift from a dear friend. And Manfred's wisp picked out his own skull from some donations. That was quite the day. He's been fine company during my necropolis excursions ever since.
What does Manfred understand exactly?
Simple things, but he grows. Spirits of curiosity are voracious learners. The more he experiences, the more sophisticated his conclusions. With guidance, of course.
If I say, good to meet you, will he get that?
Manfred's alert to the sentiment, certainly. I encountered him as a wisp in the necropolis years ago. A simple spirit, but so curious. He refused to leave my side.
So, you built a skeleton for the spirit to live in?
Spirits are formed from the
There would be a lot of mages that have
in the mortal realm. Manfred's
opinions on
wisp
this.
came from curiosity. It's these spirits which animate the dead. Their drive revives the corpse, yet the corpse colors their actions. Thus, the eternal question, are undead, inhuman spirits puppeting a body, or does some shade of the departed return?
Well, I hope for the sake of the departed, there isn't, because his corpse is getting puppeted around like a freak show.
I can't answer that. Can you?
I've come to believe there is a return. I swear I could see it sometimes, Rook. A glint of recognition of something more in the dead.
Hey, that's my sleeve. Are you trying to steal my buttons?
As well as a certain mischievousness. Manfred.
Can't steal buttons, you gotta behave yourself. I wonder, can we rock up? A little curious about the two missing chests that we had inside the lighthouse. I was wondering if now we have all our companions, perhaps it was something like that, but it doesn't seem to be. And Davrin was the next stop. Help awaits within. Well, this finally opened. Oh, hiya, Wisp.
Another help awaits between the facing gods.
Can't do this without a wisp.
Another help awaits above between the facing gods. Another help awaits above. Like, how above? We could check outside. I think this is the direct area above, but this is Emmrich's quarters, so... Maybe she means above and outside. Between the two facing gods. Indeed. With me, little wisp. Well, this episode is going to drag on a little longer than I initially wanted it to, but I'm definitely not going to cut it when I'm in the middle of finding this stuff out, so excuse the longer one than normal. Only a few sentences in this ancient book are still decipherable. Scattered now, the great enemy has vanished, but so has the Dreadwolf. After rebellion, there is a cry for reconciliation, not only with those we fought, but with those who stood aside and must now justify their passivity. There are empty rooms, but it is now the emptiness of peace, not of the fallen. We know these halls will be kept by. Close out these pages. I gaze at the beating heart of the lighthouse, fed so long with hope, and offer one last morsel. I am the last. When I depart, I will be into a world I do not understand, but I face a dawn without the Evanurus, and that is enough.
Dweller, it is whole, restored.
Got caretaker power and some upgrades, but what was the point though? She got some weird lamp shit into the middle of the room. Use the flashbang, sorry about that. Hurt my eyes, so I'm sure it maybe did yours. This is still closed up, I assume, indeed. Well, we didn't unlock any chests like I was hoping to, but we did something to the lighthouse.
The spirits lament, Dweller. The blight spreads here.
Which one was Davrin? Davrin's this side.
Its roots.
What's going on, Davrin?
Carving monsters, huh? Didn't figure you for an artist.
This? It's by necessity. If you know your enemy, their weak spots, maybe you live another day.
Impressive.
You've got a flair for the dramatic.
Nothing scarier than the real thing.
What would he do with it?
Standard bestiaries are always some mage drawing things they've never seen, taking the piss out of it. They don't understand how when the hunt ends and you come nose to nose with an ogre, someone's going to die. So I'm making the real Monster Hunter manual.
That's very useful, actually.
Who are you doing it for?
Balmor, that imbecile in Teventer, lecturing on things he doesn't know about. And Ludric over in Ravane thinks taking a rock wraith down with a lucky shot makes him a champion.
Yeah, Ludric and his ego.
You ever met Ludric?
Well...
Because he's been dead 300 years, living off the legend of one fluke arrow.
Oh. I just wanted to make you feel better.
You didn't have to call me out like that, Davrin.
My reward is showing these idiots how it's done.
I would read it.
Sounds like a fun read. I'm in.
Doesn't hurt to learn how to kill things faster.
Where's the Gloom Howler?
Can't carve it till I know what it is. You want a piece of the Howler, boy?
Is he ready?
Was I ready the first time I fought a Hurlock?
Well, you're still alive.
Well, he'll have plenty of support.
I got my ass handed to me. Broke 4 ribs and cracked my jaw. Then I got back up and drove a blade through its skull. In this line of work, Asan and I are only as strong as the quarry we hunt.
You do learn by doing.
Makes sense. You'll learn to fight by fighting.
I don't know another way. Out there in the world, you sink or swim.
It's true.
Can a half-lion, half-eagle swim?
Don't know. Asan?
Which half was that?
Search me. Both halves share the same stomach.
Right. See you around.
That's literally how I learned to swim. The analogy fits me perfectly. When I was a kid, I couldn't swim for shit. Like, at all. And, well, eventually, I remember what happened to is one of my siblings. They threw one of my favorite toys into a swimming pool, thinking that I couldn't get it. It was like a, haha, fuck you, now you can't have it kind of thing. I think I was only like 8 at the time. absolutely couldn't swim, and there was no adults around. It was just me and my older sibling, and so they threw that shit in the pool, and I just dove in after it, like, oh yeah, fuck me, well I'ma get it. And I remember I hit the water, and I had that immediate feeling of like, oh, I can't swim. And then I remember sinking to the bottom of the pool, and I just swam up. No idea how to swim, never had learned before, took no lessons. I just, like, my body decided on the spot that, well, I guess we should learn how to swim now if we're going to do anything about this. And that's literally how I was taught how to swim. You can apply overwhelm. You can detonate weakened. What do you do? Dragon's Roar. Fire Breath. Taunts enemies in the area, forcing them to briefly focus their attacks on Tash. We'll do that too. So you're going to have Dragon's Roar and Dragon Fire. So you have Dragon Strike, that's the detonate weakened. Then you have the Dragon's Roar, and instead of Fire Breath, we'll give you Spitfire because it does more. Alright. We are ready to head on back to the Necropolis. We're not going to do it right now, but I am going to head there so that we know where we're going next time. We have more in Ravine too, and I need to look at what is Gate of Deep Sorrow. Let me take a look at that quickly. Level 30. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that yet. We're pretty far off. We have missives. Rook, Treviso is blighted worse than we thought. What it was, what we saw under occupation, the markets, the cafes, the people, is lost. And still, the Antam try to claim what survives. I have responsibilities to my house and family I must fulfill. Then Ilaria will take over and I will return. Whatever else, House de la Morte will not break its contracts. Dear Rook and Professor Volcarin, the Watchers are sending this letter for me. I'm the man who used to be enslaved by the Venatori. My name is Clodus. Thank you. Bless you for stopping them. I would never have seen the sun again if not for you. I can sew very well. The Watchers say there is a great call for tailors of the deceased. This was strange to me, for we do not need such things in Tevinter. But the Watchers have fed me and found me work. I can never repay them, or you, but I will help clothe Navarra's dead. May you walk in the light. Greetings. You have driven despair from the shrouded halls. For this you have our thanks. If Venatori return to plunder, hunt them as you will. It is signed with a complicated, impenetrable sigil. I imagine that's the cloak guy. Alright, so let's head on back to the Necropolis. And in order of who we're going to take, let's do Neve. And I'm actually going to take Harden, because it's been a while since we've had Harden around. She can detonate Overwhelmed. She can apply Sundered. And you apply Weakened and detonate Sundered. So you can work off each other, and I think I can detonate Weakened now. Let me see. Yes, I can detonate Weakened now. This detonates Weakened. This is Overwhelm. That detonates Weakened. Let's Strike. That doesn't do anything. So that's... Let me get this right. This detonates Weakened. They both cost 1. This is 636 Fizz. That's 424 Fire. What the fuck is the point in this ability? Okay, let's put the drop kick on there. Because you can detonate Weakened too. This is good. That's my big juicy fire damage. I wonder. Okay, so I had to pick you up. That's fine, I'll keep it. I was totally gonna drop that for a second. But that's fine. I need that to go lower into that tree. So
about these hauntings.
Emmrich mentioned displaced wisps. Something to watch for.
Indeed. And it is something we will watch for in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is, of course, some links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age The Veilguard. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.